Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to WeaselAcres. Let's do some shooting, shall we? Today we're going to be talking about the U.S. rifle caliber 30 M1, also known as the M1 Garand. But before we begin, let's take a moment to pay our respects to the divinely inspired creator of this rifle. So this is the rifle, called the greatest battle implement ever devised by General George S. Patton. It was developed by John C. Garand in the late 20s. Trials began in 1933 and the design was finalized in 1936. It was in service from 1936 to 1958 as the standard battle rifle, replacing the bolt-action .03 Springfield. It has seen service in conflicts and wars around the world.
The Garand is a semi-automatic, gas-operated, rotating bolt design. It weighs 9.5 pounds and has a 24-inch, 4-groove, 1 in 10 right twist barrel. Cost when new was $85 to the government, and about 5.4 million were made.
This particular rifle was manufactured by the Springfield Armory and was manufactured around June of 1945. It was also manufactured by Winchester, Harrington and Richardson, International Harvester, with later variants made by the Italian arms manufacturer Beretta. The rear sights are adjustable for windage and elevation, while the D model, or the sniper model, was fitted with optics. The accuracy of this rifle is generally 2 to 3 MOA, while accurized match guns can be expected to perform at 1 MOA or less from a bench at 100 yards.
The M1 Garand fires the 30-06 M2 ball cartridge. The 30 refers to the caliber and the 06 refers to the year of adoption, so the 30-06, 30 caliber, adopted in 1906. The M2 ball specification has changed over the years, with a bullet weight between 147 and 152 grains, traveling at 2,740 feet per second, measured at 78 feet from the barrel.
The ammunition comes in 8-round in-block spring steel clips which load into an internal magazine on the rifle. Many of you may have heard of Garand thumb, which is something I'm going to try and not get when I demonstrate loading the rifle. That was not the most graceful loading I've ever seen, but it's in there and my thumb is still intact. Some of you have asked for a look at the stacking swivel, which is different from the sling swivel. The function of a stacking swivel is to permit rifles to be connected and stacked when they're not being used. You may have seen this when groups of 3 rifles are stacked outside of a tent, for example. So here we are at about 100 yards, and I'm going to take a few shots and see what kind of group that we get on the target. don't know if the camera picked that up or not, but you may have heard the ping from the clip ejecting out of the magazine at the end of the 8 rounds. So let's take a look at the target and see how I did. Well, that's not too bad. I can see they all 8 went into about a 2-inch group. The splatter on the paint is quite a bit larger, but I can see the impact point from the bullets, and they're all within a couple of inches of each other. And I'm happy with that. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and thank you for reading the gun thread. See you next week.